Have you ever been in this situation? You just finished an amazing game, you spent dozens of hours with these characters, learning the map, tinkering with gameplay systems, unraveling the story and understanding the world. You hit credits and wrap up your time with the game, and then you're just left with this empty space. You just had a peak experience, and the come down can be jarring. What could possibly come after this? The next night, you hop into a new game. Maybe it has a heavy focus on story, or it's more the gameplay, maybe it's multiplayer. Whatever it is, you play for about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, and it's just not really hitting. It's not a bad game by any means, but following that mountaintop experience you just left, it can't compare. If you're someone like me who has been trying to chip away at their massive backlog, you've probably been in this situation several times. There's almost always an in-between time where I haven't found that next big game to sink my teeth into. You're in the valley, so to speak. No, not that valley. This can last a couple days to several months, honestly. Usually what happens for me is I start dipping into one game after another. Sometimes I'll be mindlessly bouncing between 5 or 6 games at a time, not really committed to any one of them, and certainly not enjoying my time fully. Too many pots on the stove, you might say. One option to deal with this is to just take a break. You've just finished a feast. You're stuffed to the gills, and this is what can make immediately starting a new game feel so bad. You're already full, so why keep consuming? Take some time to process, digest, let it work through your system. Focus on other hobbies, reading, walking, creating. You'll know when you're ready for your next game when you start getting that craving for a new world to explore, a new story to immerse yourself in. And in my experience, I usually want a different flavor from the one I just spent so much time with. I rarely play 2 100-hour-long RPGs back to back. Even with shorter games, I usually try to switch up genres from one game to the next. This helps me avoid burnout with one type of game. The other option I've found incredibly useful during these times is to have some back burner games. These are games I'm okay with taking months or even years to beat. Some examples include Attorney Trilogy, which I've been playing on and off since 2023, and Spiritfarer, which I started in 2022. The key to choosing a back burner game is that it can't be too involved as far as the gameplay. A back burner game is ideally very simple to pick back up after an extensive break. No complicated controls, not an involved story that you need a YouTuber to explain for 30 minutes to remember what's happening. Some might make an to Ace Attorney being here because it's entirely story focused. But in the times I've picked it up, it's been quite straightforward to remember where in the story I was, usually using some playthroughs on YouTube. Another option for these in-between times is what I've referred to as session games. These are games you can play for just a session or two and have a great time doing it. Think racing games or sport games. I found Nintendo Switch Online really great for this. As someone who didn't have an SNES or N64 growing up, there's this whole catalog of fantastic session games I can dip into for 20 minutes and then shut it off without feeling bad or like I wasted that time. F-Zero X, Wave Race 64, Mario Tennis, 1080 Snowboarding, Pilot Wings. There's so many options and I haven't even played most of the ones available. If you have Game Pass, I'm sure there's plenty of great little session games you can dip in and out of there as well. I'm a little less familiar with PlayStation offerings, but when I did have PlayStation Plus, oftentimes there would be a couple games I could try out at one time, some more or less involved than others. Otherwise, some of my favorite session games are ones that I own. Stardew Valley, an absolute modern classic and the gift that keeps giving. I think Stardew is the perfect choice for a desert island game. I could be perfectly content playing Stardew for the rest of my life, and never get bored. Fast Fusion, an excellent racer in the vein of F-Zero and Burnout from back in the day. This is definitely a game I can't play more than 45 minutes max before I've had my fill, but those 45 minutes are really quite fun, with impressive Grand Prix, good difficulty options, and fun time challenges. Balatro. Similar to Fast Fusion, I usually have my fill of this game pretty quickly when I pick it up, but for shorter sessions, let's say 20 or 30 minutes, it's really a fantastic game. There's something so satisfying about the visual and audio design, and for whatever psychological reason, number go up is so inherently rewarding to our monkey brains that our global economy is based on it. Now, what works for me might not work for you. Heck, what worked for me in July might not work for me in January. But these are the 3 solutions I see for those valley times. Life can't all be mountaintops. In order to keep progressing, you have to set one foot in front of the other and go through those valleys. This is the case for work, school, family, relationships, and even trivial things like gaming. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching. I'd love to hear what some of your favorite session games are. Or if you have backburner games, let me know that in the comments as well. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.